In today's video, I want to put great emphasis on the subject on why it is very important for you to start walking your own path and stop listening to the ones around you if you do not want to have their life. Now, as I've already just mentioned, if you do not start to walk your own path and always listen to the opinions of other people around you, you do not have to be surprised to actually later on in life have the same results of your surroundings, of your family, your friends, your co-workers. Nothing is going to be different. Maybe there will be a little bit of small tweaks here and there. The overall image, though, very clear. You're gonna have the same life they have. You're gonna think exactly like they do. You're gonna behave and respond to external stimuli just like them. There's a saying after all, show me your friends and I will show you your future. So if you want to have a complete different lifestyle, a complete different way of thinking, acting and behaving to any external stimuli, to whatever you want to achieve actually in life, you want to see happening for yourself, guess what? You cannot and you mustn't follow the path of your surroundings. One more time. The path they have chosen very clear. The path they have decided for themselves, most likely not even in their favor. They fell in line. They followed orders, mostly by their parents, mostly by their upbringing, the entire family dynamic, against a certain subject, whatever it might be it in the financial area, be it in the love section. Usually those two define an entire human life after all. So it is very common that people fall in line because they do not have the strength, and by not having strength in yourself, going against what you actually know deep down in your heart is the right path to go, to choose, to eventually abandon people around you because you do not want to suffer just like them, right? By you not having the strength to voice yourself in that very moment of confrontation of two ideologies, for example, colliding with each other, you actually greatly highlight you do not know who you are. You haven't figured out the strength and the hidden potential inside you that your surroundings eventually fully are aware of. I mean, there's a reason, there's an absolute reason why people try to control other people's lives. I've explained in many of my videos so far why that is the case. They need to control the environment because they themselves deep down are that small. They were not strong enough to follow their passion. They didn't take the necessary risks. Even though their heart was screaming, going for it. Their heart will never betray you. I've mentioned that quite a few times as well. Their heart transcends this realm. It has information which you would normally perceive as into the future. It has access to potentially alternative realities that might be simultaneously running just with this one. They might be running at the same time. A few might potentially be several years into the future, while others are several years into the past. You listening to your intuition, meaning you're walking a path only designed for yourself. All the hidden treasures that you potentially might find on your path are just for you and no one else. Everyone else around you, they all fell in line. They at one point accepted reality. Accepting reality simply means you cannot change anything. You are too small, too weak, too insignificant to do anything. And that is the mindset of a loser, exactly what this system needs. And the people and entities who are operating that system, they do not need anyone who can think for themselves and actually create waves, because that's dangerous. Putting attention on certain subjects means the focus will be on you. Just right now, the focus is fully on me and not on anyone else. I greatly highlight subconscious elements that people have already forgotten, they're not even paying any attention to them anymore, potentially for years or decades. Me bringing them up gives them a second chance in life to observe them, their own behavior, their own thought patterns, their daily habits basically, and make necessary changes to walk into a better future, a future fully designed for themselves. And all the treasures, one more time, that individual might find on this path, they're just for them, just for you, just for me, just for anyone else who is strong enough to follow their heart. Because we know that the heart will never fail us. One more time, the heart transcends this realm. It has information that the mind, cannot comprehend. The mind will get this rational information from now on in 10 years of time. For example, do you want to wait 10 more years to just see the catastrophic events unfolding, the disastrous outcomes, by you not listening to your heart? Or you actually listening to your heart and avoiding this garbage nonsense in the first place? Of course, you might be making people around you angry. Ooh. But you will avoid the nonsense. And the nonsense that you have to put in time to deal with it. They were too weak to do so. They fell in line. They didn't believe in themselves. They fully abandoned their hobby that they could have actually, if they put in determination, time to develop that skill set necessary to make money out of it, regardless how long it might have taken. After all, what you do as a hobby will never feel as if you're working. You can do that 16 hours, you can even do it at night. There is great passion, there is joy. You are doing something that fulfills you. You might in the beginning not get as much money as the rest, for example, but you will be at one point set for life. The rest not. They actually have to fear later on for their jobs. Because they fell in line. Falling in line means you become gray. And the moment you become gray, you are not your original self, portrayed to the outside world. In time and space, you greatly show you're not strong enough. You're not believing in yourself. You're not believing in your heart. Therefore, you shouldn't be surprised to see the same results happening in your reality like for the rest. And by you becoming gray, you are someone that can be exchanged, basically. You can be thrown away and someone else can be put in. Because they also have the same skill set and that mindset needed for that particular job. Someone like myself and everyone else who fights for the truth, who is creative in many different aspects in life. We make a name out of ourselves. We greatly portray to the outside world who we are, even though the focus isn't actually on the outside world. It was all lifelong on the inside, all lifelong seeking answers on the inside and not outside, because all the things I know, no one else knows. I can't ask anyone. A king doesn't ask anyone. A king's job, one more time, as I've described in the video, The Chosen One, a king's job is to educate and uplift the people. You're not chasing their validation. In modern times, you're not chasing views. You are all about activating people. You're activating souls so they transform over time fully and forever. And not just for a few years, and then they will later on again become unconscious. That is something you absolutely do not want. The masses fully all fall in line, follow trends, follow nonsense, whatnot. Now, they might put attention somewhere for a quick, brief amount of time. That's basically it. Attention at one point gone. Everyone else has forgotten about that stuff. Whatever it might have been. Not important anymore. Irrelevant, because the next new nonsense is on the main lines to be seen. You following your heart means you walk your own path. Your own path that no one is walking. This is just like unconditional love. You love without conditions. Walking your path means this path is only designed for yourself. So not your friends, No one in the family, not your parents, no one is following you. Eventually, yes, friends and a future spouse might be walking the same path. But guess what? It's on a high level of frequency, meaning you will all life long attract things into your life because you listen to your heart and not the guidance of nonsense and moronic morons who were scared to go against their parents, their family members, their friends, because after all, bad input has the potential to damage people for life. Humans are so powerful that their own thoughts, that they, for example, cannot achieve something, makes someone who is so powerful, one more time, powerless. Just because they listen to the wrong people, just because they listen to moronic morons who never wanted them to shine. People who are getting bullied, people who are getting belittled, people who are getting mocked, even though they greatly highlight and show their skill set, mindset, their results in life, be it in the spiritual or in the physical, so materialistic stuff. They do not care what anyone else is thinking about them. Why should they? They think differently, act differently, and therefore have different results in life. But the average people all around them and the mob, below average, absolutely despise them for. It is very, very important to always listen to your heart, to walk your own path, to walk that path in harmony with yourself, the body and your soul. Those two together, working in union, will greatly attract whatever you wish to see happening in your own reality over time. And therefore, don't be surprised when everyone around you will start to hate on you. In the beginning, it might be secretly. They still try to deceive and manipulate. The more the results manifest into reality, the more impact they will have, not just on your financial aspect, for example, but also on your own personality, on your core values, how you walk, talk, and move through life, and your daily habits that your family members at one point might be seeing. They will be angry because you will be highlighting all the aspects that they could have achieved as well, but were too weak to follow. You on your lowest days might be actually already outshining every clown in your family, every clown in your friend circle, on your lowest days. And they know that. There's a reason why they, for example, do not appreciate you when you get the results you were hard working for. There's a reason why people do not like pictures or your videos or shake your hand in the physical sense. There's a reason why they talk behind people's back. They gossip. People need to unite, to go against someone instead of using that time efficiently to work on themselves. One more time, it is painful to look inside and accept that such people have taken basically they wasted their potential. It's a big, big L for many, many adults on this earth. Potential wasted for 2, 3, 4 decades. And now they are seeing other people not making the same mistake. Believing in themselves, following their heart. One more time, the heart will never fail you. It might be risky. You might perceive it as risky, but your heart knows what the mind cannot comprehend. The heart already sees you, for example, 6, 7 years in the future, where everything is working for you, where there's harmony, there's joy, there's bliss, health, wealth, the right friends, the right spouse, the right circumstances, luck always on your side. You're basically haunted by luck. You do not have to do much to attract that luck, that money, that health also as well, the body and the soul healing on a very, very deep core. You might still be doing the same things, mostly. You might still do the same profession, just in another location. To yourself, almost nothing has changed. But your perception and the results greatly highlight a complete transformation that happened over time by you following your own heart and walking that mysterious path only designed for you. Have the courage to be yourself. You know, having a pen like that, working on a phone, makes me actually really think I'm like an aristocrat, you know? It is a complete different feeling and interacting with that phone. So it's very, very much not amazing, but amazing.